Hey everyone, it's Jamie from BestNerdLife. Got yet another Nerdy Thrifts video for you today, a series where I go around my local and not so local charity shops to just find some really awesome nerdy things. In this episode I find a bunch more PlayStation 1 games for a pretty decent price. So without further ado, let's get going. So first off, let's start with a fairly new charity shop, and this offers books, DVDs, CDs and games, £2 each, or a combination of any three for £5. I did actually get Saints Row 2 and Prototype 2, which were really a pretty good deal. I probably should have taken advantage of the, £3 for £5 offer, but I only got 2 games. Buying Prototype 2 now, I thought was a good deal, but this actually came back to bite me in the bottom a little bit later on in this video, and I will mention that at the time, but yeah, not a bad start. Next in the puzzles and board games in another charity shop, and I found a big box piece of software. And this was the Greetings Card Factory version 4. Yeah, I just really enjoy picking up random bits of software, especially for £1 and especially in a big kind of fold out big box. So yeah, decided to get it. Next is one of my favourite charity shops and a whole bunch of Wii Games. I did only get one of them. I got the Guitar Hero 5 one because I didn't have it, and it was a pretty decent price. But yeah, just a lot of stuff I've seen before. Some things that I would want, but for the price they were offering, yeah, I'm not really bothered with them. Next is this 30 Years of Wrestlemania. Not a massive wrestling fan. I do, recognise some of the people on there. Andre the Giant, John Cena, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, not a big fan. I've also found Dying Light for the Xbox One. Did cost £8, so yeah, I decided to pass on it. And also Supergirl, second season, on Blu-ray for £4. Not a bad offer, but yeah, I didn't get it either. And I also found this box set of Father Ted. What a fantastic TV show. Still in the same charity shop now, I did manage to find a couple of loose video games. Not really all that much to look at, the usual suspects like FIFA, like Disney, all that kind of stuff. Nothing really all that amazing. The only thing that really caught my eye was Midnight Club 3 Dub Edition, but for the price they were offering, yeah, didn't really want to get it. Onto another charity shop now, and I found this really interesting USB turntable. I thought it was to play your vinyl tracks, but it's actually to transfer them from vinyl to your PC via USB. Just an interesting thing that I saw. Checking stuff behind the glass cabinet in that same charity shop, and I found this The Last of Us Elite Edition special collector's edition thing for 40 quid. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of The Last of Us, and I wasn't really interested in getting this, especially not for £40. It was actually quite cheap, considering getting it from CX or something, but yeah, didn't get it. Checking out a charity shop that I don't usually go in, and I managed to find this PlayStation 1 for £20. I thought this was a pretty decent deal. It had, the cables, it had a memory card. It didn't have an official controller. It had a Logic 3, I think it's called. But yeah, it seemed in pretty good nick. It did seem a little bit dirty, but for the price of £20, yeah, didn't want it though because I already have one. Onto the puzzles and board game section of another charity shop, and I managed to find this Atari Flashback kind of plug and play console thing. You just plug into your TV. I was really tempted to get this because it seemed in pretty good nick. It did seem to include everything, all the controllers and stuff, but for £10 that they wanted for it, yeah, I wasn't really gonna hand that amount of money over for what is essentially just like a emulation station thing. Yeah, although as I said, it was in pretty good nick, everything seemed to be in there, but yeah, in the end I decided not to go for it. Okay, this next find is absolutely fantastic. As I mentioned in the intro, a whole bunch of PlayStation 1 games, £1.50, £2, £2.50, a whole bunch of games that I really wanted. Didn't even know Chicken Run was a thing, but Croc 2, Crash Bandicoot Warped, and Crash 2, for those prices, really happy with the things that I found. onto another puzzles board game section, and I didn't really find all that much except this Wii Active 2 EA Sports personal trainer thing. Complete in box, it had everything in it, but I'm just not interested in this kind of stuff. I mean, it was £15, I don't know if that was a good deal or not, but I'm just not interested in this random sporty get fit stuff for the Wii. I've got stuff for the Switch, I don't need this. Another bit of recurring theme here, I found this Zumba fitness thing for the Wii. It was apparently sealed. I think it was a little bit, opened, but it still had the cellophane on it. But it was absolutely battered, and yeah, again, it's not something that I'm really interested in. But I guess it was interesting to see nonetheless. A bit further inside this same charity shop, and I managed to find something that I wasn't expecting. It was just like really random, like no-name box, but it included a bunch of rather retro computer speakers. Look at that, they look so old and slightly yellowed. I did kind of regret not getting these, but yeah, just an interesting random find. Still in the same charity shop now, but just a little bit further along from that last one, and I found this Stop Theft Lock Kit thing, which is, something that you attach to your computer to stop people stealing it. But this is really interesting because it was from 1994, and just look at the absolutely fantastically old and retro pieces of kit there. That is just absolutely wonderful to see. I didn't get it because I didn't need it, but it was just really, really nice to see retro stuff. In another media section, in another charity shop, and I did find these Leapster Explorer Leapfrog games. I don't know a lot about Leapfrog, and I do want to get into it eventually because I'm quite interested in seeing it. But yeah, these things were obviously kind of modelled on, Nintendo DS cases. But yeah, for £6 each, not really something I'm looking to get, but maybe someone got them. But yeah, not something for me at this time. In another media section, and I did find a couple of games that I was going to get, except they were a little bit overpriced in my opinion. Like Overlord Dark Legend for the Wii, would have wanted it, but for £3, not getting it. Monster Hunter Tri, again, would have got it, but it's £3. Far Cry Vengeance, again, £3. Wasn't going to get it. And then I also found Final Fantasy 13 and 13-2, £3 and £7.50 respectively. Yeah, not really something that I want, especially not for that price. I also decided to go in like an antique bric-a-brac shop that I don't usually go in, and I did manage to find a bunch of audio cassettes, something I'm not really interested in collecting, but I always kind of jump in there to see if there's any, cassette games for the Spectrum or something like that. But this particular round, I didn't find anything that I was interested in. Something else that I did find though, which was kind of interesting, was this kind of gypsy cartridge type thing. I have no idea what it was, but it was something to do with design. Yeah, I didn't know what it was, but it looked really nice, really weird, but yeah, didn't get it, didn't know what it was. I also managed to find some 8-track tapes. Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen these in real life. They are pretty old now, but you know what? I was tempted to get a few of these just, for the laugh, basically, to say that I've got some. But yeah, didn't have any price on, and they seemed pretty battered, so yeah, I decided not to get them. Although it was really interesting to see a whole bunch of them. One last thing from this antique shop, I did manage to find a big box version of Theme Hospital, but as you can see, it was pretty battered, it smelt really bad, and yeah, I really want Theme Hospital as a big box because I adore that game, but this just did not seem in good condition at all. Like the case as well was really weird, like yeah, just was not interested in this at all, but it was interesting to see. In another charity shop now, and I found a bunch of sealed games, including Prototype 2. Yes, I did get the sealed copy, and I'm going to get rid of the other Prototype 2 game that I got, because you know what? It's a sealed game, why not? And it seemed in much better nick. The actual shop assistant wouldn't stop talking about the fact that I had a little camera on me. She seemed really interested in it. So yeah, it was an interesting shop nonetheless. I also went to a car boot sale, as you can see from this footage, but it wasn't amazing. There wasn't a whole bunch of stuff there. I did miss out on an original Xbox for £10, which I cannot believe I missed out on. I definitely regret that. I also didn't really get a lot of footage aside from this fantastically framed Wolfenstein artwork for the Super Nintendo. And yeah, this guy was offering it for £5. So yeah, I absolutely got it. It's probably worth £5 just for the frame. And here is the haul for this particular video. I got that framed Wolfenstein artwork, got a bunch of PlayStation 1 games, including what looks like 2 versions of Crash Bandicoot Warped, but one was actually the original Crash Bandicoot with just the artwork in, which was really weird. Yeah, I got Guitar Hero 5, 2 versions of Prototype 2, one which I'm going to get rid of, and also Saints Row 2. And that pretty much wraps it up for this video. If you enjoyed it, by all means like, comment, subscribe, all that social media goodness, and as always, keep living that best nerd life.